Hello everyone, and welcome to the Power of Habit. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating world of habits and how they shape our lives. From the tiny routines that make up our daily routine to the deep-seated patterns that dictate our long-term success, habits play a critical role in determining who we are and what we can achieve. Chapter 1 of The Power of Habit is all about understanding the habit loop, the basic building block of every habit. The habit loop consists of three key components: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue triggers a habit, the routine is the behavior itself, and the reward reinforces the habit and makes it more likely to stick in the future. The author explains that habits can be both positive and negative, and they can have a powerful impact on our lives. By understanding the habit loop, we can gain insight into why habits form and how we can modify or replace them with new, more positive habits. Here's a more in-depth example to help illustrate the habit loop. Let's say you formed a habit of checking your phone every time you hear a notification sound. The cue, or trigger, in this case is the sound of the notification. When you hear this sound, your brain automatically initiates the routine of checking your phone. The reward is the satisfaction you feel from checking the latest updates and feeling connected and informed. Over time, this simple pattern becomes ingrained in your brain, and you no longer have to think about checking your phone when you hear a notification. It becomes an automatic behavior, or habit. By understanding the habit loop, you can see that the cue and reward are critical components of the loop. If you can identify the cue and reward, you can begin to modify or replace the habit. For example, you could change the cue by turning off notifications on your phone, or you could change the reward by finding a different, more positive way to feel connected and informed. In conclusion, Chapter 1 of The Power of Habit provides a clear and concise explanation of the habit loop and its importance in shaping our behavior. By understanding the habit loop, we can gain valuable insight into why habits form and develop strategies for changing them to better serve us. In Chapter 2, the author explains how habits are formed in the brain. Habits are formed through a loop that consists of three elements: cue, routine, and reward. A cue is a trigger that tells your brain to go into automatic mode and initiate a certain behavior. For example, the sound of an alarm clock in the morning might be a cue to start your daily routine. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is the benefit that you receive from it, such as feeling more awake after your morning coffee. Over time, your brain starts to associate the cue with the routine and the reward, and this loop becomes stronger and stronger until it becomes automatic. This means that even if you don't consciously think about it, your brain will initiate the behavior in response to the cue. For example, let's say you have a habit of grabbing a snack every time you watch TV. The cue might be turning on the TV, the routine is grabbing a snack, and the reward is the satisfaction of having something to munch on while you watch. Over time, your brain starts to associate the cue, turning on the TV, with the routine, grabbing a snack, and the reward, satisfaction, and this becomes an automatic habit. In conclusion, habits are formed through a loop of cue, routine, and reward, and over time, this loop becomes stronger and more automatic in the brain. In Chapter 3 of The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg explores the concept of keystone habits, which are habits that have a ripple effect and impact many other aspects of a person's life. Keystone habits are habits that, once formed, create a chain reaction of other positive habits and have a profound impact on an individual's overall success and well-being. One example of a keystone habit is exercising regularly. When a person starts exercising regularly, they may also start to make healthier food choices, be more productive at work, and be more mindful of other aspects of their life. This is because the habit of exercising regularly creates a sense of discipline and structure, which then spreads to other areas of the person's life. Another example of a keystone habit is keeping a budget. By monitoring and tracking their spending, a person may become more mindful of their financial decisions, start saving more money, and eventually become more financially stable. Keystone habits are powerful because they create a chain reaction of positive change in a person's life. By focusing on forming these habits, a person can have a profound impact on their overall success and well-being. In conclusion, keystone habits are habits that have a ripple effect and impact many other aspects of a person's life. By focusing on forming these habits, individuals can create positive change in multiple areas of their life. In Chapter 4 of The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg explores the habits of successful organizations and how these habits contribute to their success. The author notes that successful organizations often have specific habits that they follow consistently, which sets them apart from others and allows them to achieve their goals. One example of a habit of successful organizations is creating a strong corporate culture. Successful organizations often have a strong sense of purpose and values that guide their decisions and actions. This culture provides a sense of unity and helps employees understand their role in the organization's success. Another example of a habit of successful organizations is having a focus on continuous improvement. Successful organizations are always looking for ways to improve their processes, products, and services. They embrace change and are willing to experiment and take risks in order to stay ahead of the competition. Successful organizations also tend to have a focus on innovation. They allocate resources and invest in research and development to stay ahead of the curve and maintain a competitive edge. In conclusion, successful organizations often have specific habits that they follow consistently, such as creating a strong corporate culture, having a focus on continuous improvement, and being innovative. By incorporating these habits into their daily operations, organizations can increase their chances of success. The conclusion of The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg highlights the importance of understanding and harnessing the power of habits in our lives. The author emphasizes that habits play a critical role in shaping our behavior and outcomes, and that by understanding how habits are formed and how they can be changed, we can create positive change in our lives. Throughout the book, the author explores the science of habits, the habits of successful individuals and organizations, and the ways in which habits can be used to improve our health, productivity, and overall well-being. He also provides practical strategies for forming new habits and breaking old ones. In conclusion, The Power of Habit is a powerful and insightful exploration of the role that habits play in our lives. The book provides readers with the knowledge and tools needed to harness the power of habits and create positive change in their lives.